So Israel Adesanya gets knocked out by Nasruddin Imavov in devastating fashion, and this is leaving us some questions, like what do we do with the middleweight division? What's next for Israel Adesanya? What's next for Imavov? And before we get into all of that, I just want to break down kind of what happened before the finish. So we see Israel Adesanya. I don't want to crap on him like I have in the past on this channel because he is coming off a loss. But he broke the first rule that you're never supposed to break in boxing, and that is putting your chin up in the air and sticking both your arms out. Not a good move. Don't try that one. One of the first things they teach you in boxing, fundamentals. So he broke that rule, and then we see Imavov sees that he does that, and then he, hits him with that overhand. You could say it's a straight, basically the same thing, and knocks him out. Hits him with an uppercut against the cage, and before we saw that, we saw him get hit with an uppercut in the first round. So we just really saw that Nasruddin Imavov really solved the problem of just getting past the kicking range, finding the boxing range, and knocking him out. So now we have our first question. What do we do with Israel Adesanya? And this one, I don't really know. We could if Strickland loses his next fight, we could have a rematch between Strickland and Adesanya, but I don't know if the UFC wants to do that. If Pereira loses his next fight, they could fight each other, but I don't really want to see that. I'm sure other people would, but with both of them losing, in order for that fight to happen, kind of just takes the hype of the fight out of it, in my opinion. So I don't really want to see that. And now what to do with Imavov? I think you give Chimaev the winner between Strickland and DDP, and then the winner between Chimaev and whoever wins that fight, give Imavov the next title shot, and just let him wait a little bit for all of the title stuff to work out itself out in the middleweight division, and just let him rest, sit on the couch for a little bit, and then get an immediate title shot. Because if you look at his last performances, he had a kind of controversial finish against Jared Cannonier, and but this one wasn't controversial at all. Some people said it was an early stoppage, but I don't think it was. So I think you give him the next title shot. I don't think not the next one. Give him, after Chimaev, a title shot, and I think that would be a good way to keep the division going. And then, I think that's what you do. Really good win. And other fights on the card that happened, MVP versus Shara Bullet. I kind of had a feeling that Shara Bullet was kind of going to get fraud checked, in a sense, by MVP. Because Shara Bullet, we've seen, has a boxing problem. And MVP always has those right hands, those straight shots straight down the middle. He was just finding them most of the fight, clenching up and playing with the knees and the clench and all that stuff. So, yeah. And then I expected that one to happen. And then we have Pavlovich versus Rosenstrike. Really boring fight. It really sucked. And Pavlovich wins. And it was really terrible. But Pavlovich is now back in the win column. And, I guess it doesn't really do much, but, yeah, that fight did happen. That's basically all I got for you guys. Make sure to subscribe for the channel. I got some cool videos coming out this week, and, subscribe.